base into height, which is 9.5.
What's the 9.5 minus 4.7? Then
9.5, right?
no, this is
Yeah, so 9.5
Base,
minus 4.75, this is 9.5 into half, that is half base, into height is 9.5. 10.5 minus 1, right? So the deadweight loss is given by this quantity, right? The deadweight loss of monopoly is given by this quantity, right? Is this, do you understand how to calculate the deadweight loss?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay? Sure? Now let's do a more general kind of, let's understand a few other things in monopoly before we do anything more. Right? Are you perfectly fine with this example? Would you want more examples to calculate deadweight loss and price? Some more practice in this kind of sums?
yes.
Yeah?
One more.
One more sum?
Or even if you just give us the sums, it's
No, but
Now let's go through one more sum because it's important to fix ideas. And this is very easy, I know, but let's just go through it once so that we can we understand that really well. So,
because all this straight line, because of it is easy. If it is curves, then it is difficult.
that's a very important
So
observation.
we will
If
solve
you have
this.
more curves, then obviously you will get a more complicated question, right? You will get a more complicated issue, right? But let's so I'll keep it simple at the moment. Right, so the monopolist faces a demand curve, an inverse demand curve of 100 minus 6 cube. The monopolist faces a demand curve of 100 minus 6 cube. Right? The monopolist has a total cost of 20 plus, say, 5 cube. Right? 20 plus 5 cube. Okay? Right, folks?
yeah.
Can you tell me what is the price that the monopolist will charge in equilibrium? What is the quantity that the monopolist will produce in equilibrium? What will be the profits of the monopolist? And what will be the deadweight loss? And what will be the deadweight loss? Okay? What will be the deadweight loss? So let's start. So we have total revenue minus total cost is equal to minus 20 plus 5, right? Which is 95q minus 6q square minus 20, right? Okay? So we have 5 here. Now, set total profits, differentiate total profits into quantity, you get 95 is equal to 0. Or monopoly quantity is 95 by 12. 7.91. Approximately 8 makes life simple. Right? Approximately 8. Right? Because 7.9 will round it off to 8. Right? Okay. What will be the monopoly price? Again, this will be rounding off, right?
Yeah.
$52. Right? That will be the monopoly price. What will be the total? What will be the total revenue? Total revenue will be PM into QM, which is 52 into 8. Right? What's 52 into 8?
416. Yeah.
416. 416. What will be total cost?
Sixty.
60, right? Because what you do is to substitute here. So if you put 8 here, there will be 40, 40 plus 20, 6. So total cost is equal to 60, right? Which is 40 plus 20, right? So in equilibrium, the monopoly profits will be 416 minus 60. And how much is that? 356. Right, so total profits are 356. What will be the deadweight loss? To calculate deadweight loss, you calculate what the competitive output would be. At the competitive output, price equals marginal cost. Right? Okay. So what? So for competitive output, to calculate the competitive output, you will say, okay, 100 minus 6Q, right, is equal to 5, right? So you have 95 is equal to 6Q, or Q is equal to 95 upon 6. 16.8. Okay, so let's make it 16, right? Approximately 16, right? Because I'm just rounding off, right? 15.8 to 16. Sure, as long as you understand the idea. So what do you do now? Half base into height, right? So what is the base? Base is half into QC minus QM. Right? Base is half into QC minus QM. What is QC? 16. QM is 8. So it is half into 8 minus 16 minus 8. Half into 8 is 4. Right? So base is equal to half into base is equal to 4. What is the height? Price minus marginal cost is the height. Right? What is price? What is the monopoly price? 52. What's the marginal cost? 5. So what is 52 minus 5? 47. So 47 into 4 is the deadweight loss. Right? So this is what society loses from having a monopoly. Right? This is what society loses from having a monopoly. Right? And this is what the monopolist can actually gain if he invests in getting more information about his customers. Because we know that if a monopolist is perfectly informed about the willingness to pay for each customer, then the outcome is the same as the competitive outcome, but there is no consumer service at all. Right? The producers take away all the producer services. Sure? This is okay? Right. So other things you'll understand about monopoly. These are important ideas, and make sure that everybody is understanding them very well. Okay, one more sum. Okay, one more sum, which is interesting. Okay, so we have an inverse demand curve called, say, 50 minus 4Q. This is the inverse demand. Okay, and then we have the total cost curve as 20 plus 6Q. Okay. The policy question that we have is, the government here realizes that the monopoly price is too high relative to the competitive output. So the government says that the monopolist must always charge average cost. Right? So it says whatever is your cost of production in equilibrium, you must charge price equal to average cost rather than the marginal cost. Right? Okay, so where instead of MC equals MR, right, you should charge price equal to average cost. What do you think? Is this feasible? In this situation, is it feasible? Do you think that is a good thing or a bad thing? So the government says you have this monopolist has to follow not where MC is equal to MR, but has to follow average cost price. So price has to be equal to average cost. How will you solve this sum? So what will be the quantity produced and what will be the price? So total cost is this, what will be average cost? So first let's find out what is average cost. So average cost, total cost by Q is 20 by Q plus 6. 20 by Q plus 6. Average cost is 20 by Q plus 6. Right? Price has to be equal to average cost. So what does that equilibrium mean? It means that price is equal to average cost implies 50 minus 4Q
is equal to 20 by Q minus plus
20 by Q plus 6. Right? So what does it mean? So it means 44 yeah? Plus 4. Right? So what does that mean?
44 Qs.
44 cube, yeah.
no 44 6 minus
If we solve
50
it by
minus
quadratic
6
equation,
You're going to solve it by quadratically,
Yeah.
right? So if you solve it quadratically, what do you get? So 44q is 20 plus 4q square. So 4q square plus 20 minus 4. So 4q square minus 44q plus 20 is equal to 0. Right? So how do you solve this?
it's not solvable. You have to do the
Yeah, so let's do that. And let's assume that quantity is positive, right? Okay, let's say that the quantity is positive. Quantity must necessarily be positive. Okay, fine. So what do you get? You know ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. What's the solution for that?
plus
Minus b plus or minus a square minus b square minus 4ac
4 is b square minus 4 is
b square minus 4ac upon 2a, right? Plus and minus, right? So what is b here?
So, can we simplify it? Can we take 4
simplify
Yeah,
and
good.
make it q square minus
Sure.
7q plus
So if you
5?
divide throughout by 4, what will you get? If you divide throughout by 4, you get minus 11q plus 5 is equal to 0. Right? So in which case, what is the solution? So b is minus 11, right? So minus of minus 11 is 11 plus or minus under root. What is b square? B square is 11 square, right? 121 minus 4ac. What is a1? What is c? 20.
Minus 20.
So minus 20 into 4. So
Minus 4 into 5.
minus 4 into 5.
So it's 20.
Minus 20 upon
2.
2, right? So what is 121 minus 20? 99. 91, 10. So 11 plus square root of 101 upon 2 is one solution, right? 11 minus square root of 101 upon 2 is another solution. What is root of 101?
10.05.
10.05, right? Square root of 11 is 10.05. So one solution is 11 plus 10.05 upon 2, and the other solution is
11 minus
11 minus 10.05 upon 2, right? Sure? So what are the two solutions that you will get?
10.5 and 10.52.
So one solution will be 10.52
52.
and the other would be 0.25, right? 24, 0.24, right? Now, in each of these outcomes, what to decide is which would have greater profits. So price equals to marginal cost, price equals to average revenue actually requires two solutions now. Right? Requires two solutions. So at both of these solutions, can you tell me what the profits would be? So the first solution, if you are producing 11 plus 10.05 upon 2, what would be total revenue and what would be total cost? Remember 50 minus 4 cube, right? Okay, so what would be the outcome here? It's going to be something interesting. Right, 11 plus 10.05 upon 2. What would that be?
That's 0.47.
The second one?
Yeah. 0.47.
0.47?
Yeah.
Right? Okay? Yeah. So what would the solutions be? So what would be the profits in the, if suppose the firm were to produce these two outcomes. So for the first, so think of total cost and total revenue, okay? For the first, if you were to produce say 10.52, right, then price will be 50 minus, yeah?
7.9.
Is equal to 7.92 and the total revenue will be 7.92 into 10.5, right? What would that be? 83.31. Let's put it 81.34. Roughly. What would be total cost?
Total cost. Total cost will be 20 plus
20 plus 6 cube.
10.5.
Yeah, what's 20 plus 6 cube total cost?
83.12.
Total cost is 83.12. No. So the profits would be very small, right? 0.2 something, right? Sure? If you produce this. So you know what the profits would be if you produced 10.52. If you produce 0.47, what do you think the profits and the cost would be? Prices and the cost would be? Yeah, if you produce 0.47, what would be total profits and what would be the total profits? So all that you do is you substitute 0.47 here and multiply this. So you will get, so find the price, right?
Total revenue is 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we have to produce 0.47, yeah? So what will be total revenue?
Total revenue is 22.6.
And what will be total cost?
22.8.
22.8, right? In fact, in both the cases, you realize that this is not worth producing. See, total revenue is 22.7.
Yeah.
Total cost is
22.8.
22.8. So you can't produce 0.47,
Yeah.
right? So what the producer can produce is only 10.52, right? So output will be 10.52, right? Where the profit is marginal but very, very small, really. Right? Are you sure these calculations are perfectly correct?
Yeah.
Right? Because look at the picture. See what's happening in this case is. What's happening in this case is. So what's the So what are we asking the consumer to do? What are we asking? Can you tell me diagrammatically if I have to draw this? What are we asking the producer to do? If I have to draw a diagram for this, how will I draw a diagram? How will I capture this diagrammatically? See, average cost is 20 by Q plus 6. Right? Okay. The average revenue right? Why we got this is really because we are the profits are marginal there because we have done some rounding off. Otherwise they would really be exactly zero. Right? You'll find that they're exactly zero because you're producing average cost and selling it at average revenue. That should really not make any money. Right? So because we are rounding off, what would happen is, so this would be the price, right? This would be the marginal revenue, right? How will the average cost go like? 20 plus 6Q, right? 20 by Q plus 6. So it will start at some point, see this will begin at 50, it will start at some point here, right? Okay, so this will keep on going like this, like this, like this, and this will keep on being a declining function, right? Right? It will keep on falling. Because average cost is falling in quantity. Right? And then you're looking at some point here. Right? Whereas the monopoly would be, the monopoly outcome, the monopoly price and quantity would be somewhere like this. If this is 6, this will be the monopoly quantity, this will be the monopoly price, right? Yeah, sorry, this will be the monopoly price would be, no? This will be the monopoly price. The marginal cost is, the marginal cost is 6, right? The marginal cost is 6, okay? Sure? Okay. So, right. So if you actually did an average cost pricing, the profits of the monopolist will be 0, the output will be much higher and the prices will be much lower, right? Output will be much higher, the prices will be much lower, right? And relative to the economy, what would this happen? In the competitive economy, this was the quantitative, this was the competitive price, so competitive output. This will be the average cost output, and this would of course be the average cost price. Right, so average cost price will be even lower than the competitive price, and the average cost output will be larger than the competitive output. Right? Sure? Okay. Now let me ask you a question. We have a usual monopoly who's doing a who's actually, so we have a monopolist, right? Okay, and his demand curve is 20 minus 3Q. Okay? And his cost curve is 10 plus 3Q. Right? Suppose there is a certain monopoly output and a certain monopoly price. The government wants to tax this guy. Okay, so the government says, we are going to charge you a fixed cost for continuing your business. If you have to run your business, you have to pay us a one-time tax. The government tells the monopolist, if you are running this business, you have to pay us a one-time tax of 5. That's a tax for setting up the business. How do you think that would change the monopoly price and output? What do you think? How do you think the monopolist will react? He'll add to the cost. How many of you think that?
It will add to.
It is a fixed cost on the monopolist. There is a fixed tax on the monopolist, right? Do you think the monopolist will add to the price? What do you think will be the outcome? Will the price and the quantity are sold change? So far the government is not paying that. There is a circular from the government of India which says that for continuing to run this business, you please pay us a one-time tax of 5. How do you think the equilibrium will change, if at all? So what is the pre-tax prices and quantity is very easy to calculate, right?
Yeah.
The pre-tax is simply total revenue is 20Q minus 3Q square. Well, that's an interesting answer. She says that it will have no effect, right? It will have no effect. Let's see why it will not have any effect. So PQ is equal to this. So marginal revenue is equal to 20 minus 6Q, right? Marginal cost is equal to 3Q, 3. Marginal cost is equal to 3, right? And therefore, the equilibrium happens at MR is equal to MC, right? So that is 20 minus 6Q is equal to 3, right? And 20 minus 3 is equal to 6Q, or Q is equal to 17 by 3, right? That will be the monopoly output. 17 by 6, you're right, 17 by 6. That will be the monopoly output, 17 by 6. Okay? Now, suppose you put that tax. It's a 5 tax of 5 units, 5 rupees, let's say, to start the business. Right? The license fee, for example. The government says you have to get a fresh license. Right? An additional license is required to run this business, and the license is going to cost you 15 rupees. 5 rupees more. Right.
So